Okay, let's get ready to read chapter 3. So we just finished chapter 2, and in chapter 2, this is where everyone chased him away. They were so afraid of him because of the way he looks. Remember, our essential question is, why do people judge others by the way they look? Because he was like a baby, and he just wanted somebody to love him. But because he was ugly looking and he had oozing yellow eyes and he was made from dead bodies, people were very scared of the way he looks. So they didn't want to be friends with him. He was very lonely. So he walked on. And now we come to chapter 3. So in chapter 3, he's going to watch a family and wait and see what happens. Okay, page 26. Chapter 3. Sounds more beautiful than the singing of birds awakened him. But where were they coming from? Not from outside. They were coming from the wall. There was a tiny hole in one wall of the hut. So remember, he was walking and he found this hut. And a hut is a home, but it's not really a home. It's not well made at all. And it was very small. Even a child couldn't stand in it. And remember, this monster is huge. But they weren't coming from inside. They were coming from the wall. There was a tiny hole in one wall of the hut. Monster sat up and looked through it. Now he could see right into the other house. An old man was sitting inside, playing a guitar. The sounds were so sweet. They made the monster cry. After a while, a young man came into the room. She brought the old man a plate of food. "Did you take anything for yourself, Agatha?" the old man asked. "Oh, yes," said the daughter. "I have a whole plateful." But this was not true, for she had taken nothing. The old man didn't know that because he was blind. Now, when you're blind, it means that you cannot see. You can hear, you can do all your other senses, but you cannot see. Soon the door opened. A young man came into the house carrying wood for the fire. The young woman brought him a plate of food. There wasn't much on it. "Where is your supper?" he asked his sister. "Oh," she pretended with a laugh. "I just ate with father." "I don't believe you," the young man whispered. "There is enough for both of us." And he gave her half his food. "Let's not be unhappy, children," said the old man. "The house is warm, and you are strong, and we have each other." Soon everyone was laughing and talking. Then, top of page 28, so you can kind of see a picture of them. Here's the old man. Here's Agatha, her brother, and they must have a dog. And the old man is beginning to play the guitar. Okay, we're going to begin right here. Up at the top of page 29. The old man started to play his guitar again, and all three of them sang. My monster listened and listened. What did all those sounds mean? How he wished he could tell. Yet there was one thing he did know. Though he did not know words for it, he knew that all the people in the house loved each other. And they belonged together. The monster decided to stay near them. He would make them his own family. But of course, they must not know it. They might hurt him and chase him away as the others had done. No, they must not see him. But he could see them. That's a little creepy, isn't it? But again, remember, the monster doesn't know anything. This is his first experience with people that are being nice. and he just wants to be loved so bad. So, third paragraph down on page 29. Let's begin. So, day after day, he sat there in his little hut. And hour after hour, he watched his new family. He watched them through the hole in the wall. That's kind of creepy. Like, if you think about it, he just sat in that little hut watching the people all day long. And those people didn't know that they were being watched by this big, giant creature. It's a little weird. Okay. So, in the daytime, he watched the daughter working in the house and the old man playing the guitar. In the evening, he listened to them singing and talking. He saw them hug and kiss each other. How he wanted to do that. Yeah. Okay, top of page 30. He was starting to learn things too. What father meant, and sister and brother. That the woman's name was Agatha and her brother's name was Felix. He learned the words fire and wood and food and sleep. Soon he was learning more and more words. And he was learning other things as well. How people helped one another, and what they thought about, and how sad his friends were because they had become so poor. For now the air was getting colder. Their cow no longer gave milk, and the food they had saved from their garden was almost all gone. At night, when they were fast asleep, the monster would sneak out of his hut. Then he would go off to look for berries and nuts. Very few were left, but he saved most of them for Agatha and Felix and for their father. In the morning, they would find something to eat lying on their doorsteps, and they would wonder, how the food got there. So, do you think that the monster is starting to fall in love with his family? I think so. He really wants to be a part of that love that they have for each other. Because his creator, Victor Frankenstein, is too scared and afraid, and he wants nothing to do with this creature. He just wants him to be gone. So when someone is fast asleep, that's just a way of saying that they're sleeping. You know how sometimes you can fall asleep quickly and then you're out? That's fast asleep. So before you move on to the rest of this chapter, I want you to think about these questions. For evidence and conclusions, the monster could think. Reread pages 29 and 30. What shows he can think? So you're going to go back to 29 and 30 and find evidence in this story that proves the monster can think. That means you're going to find some lines in the story that show this. Next question. Reread pages 30 and 31. That will be these two pages. Why did the monster leave berries and nuts on the doorstep? I kind of explained it a little bit at the end about his feelings for the family, but I want you to answer that question. And before we look ahead, just think about what could happen when the family, and if, I don't want to give it away, the family discovers that there's this giant creature living in a hut that has a hole that goes into their house. So the old man is blind. He cannot see. But Felix and Agatha, they can see. So it'd be interesting to see, what do you think is going to happen? All right, don't forget to do your assignments.